if you've been to China in the last few years, you know that the car market has really evolved. I mean, there's so many new brands, and it's no longer a market where, the choice is imported cars or crappy local cars. The EV game has really changed all of that, but also some of the ICE cars are also quite nice. But it's really the EV market that has actually changed everything. And so many brands are now new brands. NIO is one of them. The ET5, for example, and ET7, the sedans, but also their ES6 to ES8 SUV range and the EC6 crossover. Those are great vehicles, all electric. They're known for one thing: they've got battery swapping capability. They've also got like a range of colors. That's actually quite important in China. Like, people don't like blend colors, so whether it's like a baby blue or pinks or whatever, those come as factory standard. But really, for NIO, it's a high-end brand, and what sets them apart on top of that is the battery swapping. So they've got these stations where you go and swap batteries. That takes 5 minutes. And it also brings down the price of the car, and you don't have the liability of the battery. Rowe is another brand that's got like a huge range of EVs. This is a Marvel R. They've got other new models that are coming up, but quite impressive compared to a few years ago. This is really a legacy one. It's a Beijing Jeep. This company was like the first company to have like a joint venture with a Western car manufacturer, which was like AMC, American Motors Corporation, that was bought by Chrysler later on. They made Jeep Cherokees, like the boxy ones. This is an odd one because the guy who has it like dressed it up like a Hummer H3, but those are built on their licensing. But in terms of like SUVs these days, well, Jeep is kind of gone. I mean, you don't really see them that much anymore, but this is a tank, that's the brand, and that's like a sub-brand of Great Wall Motors, and that actually has proved like really popular. Like, even in a city like Shanghai, we see these vehicles like more and more recently, like on a daily basis you see, and those are big SUVs. That's another EV right there. This is actually a mini EV, which is like by Wuling Motors. Is the smallest and cheapest EV. Then you've got other brands like Xiaopeng right here. That's the G9. It's their latest like large size SUV. And then they've got other models like a couple of smaller sedans. That's the G3, like sort of crossover smaller SUV. The Li One and the whole range now. They've got like the L8 and the L9. Those are like PHEVs, and they've got like up to 160 to 180 kilometers on the battery alone. So it's more like an extended range hybrid or EV, really. I mean, they claim that between the battery and a gas tank, you can do up to 700 kilometers. So that's actually quite impressive. Hi-Fi is another new sort of luxury brand. They've mostly got one model that's out, which is the Hi-Fi X. We'll see in a second. That's the Hi-Fi Z right there in the store. That's kind of like a coupe. This is the Hi-Fi X on the road. There's another one right there. They've become more and more popular. They're relatively expensive. They're about $80,000 to $100,000, so you don't see that many of them, but they're still quite popular these days on the roads of Shanghai, especially. Yeah. So this is an Aito, which is another EV. What's special about Aito is actually that they're selling these in conjunction with Huawei, which is like the mobile phone company, and you can actually buy like a mobile phone and a car in the same store. And then so that's another Aito right there. And then, of course, you've got like a lot of other brands, like the main one being BYD, like BYD. BYD in English is like Build Your Dreams. That's another BYD right there. And again, these guys have like tremendously improved, like in terms of like the range of models, quality, and so on, compared to a few years ago. But they're not the only ones. I mean, you've got dozens of other. This is Ion, which again is an EV manufacturer. I mean, I haven't actually seen this sports car on the road, but I've seen all the other cars on the road, and honestly, I mean, it's really